But first, blast off for the UK Rocket Challenge. For the past 5 weeks, 3 teams of Rocketeers have been spending every hour of their spare time preparing for a unique challenge. Their goal, to break the British altitude record for an amateur rocket, which currently stands at 14,006 feet, a little over 4,000 metres. Lindsay Fallow has been with them, finding out what it takes to be a rocket scientist.
3, 2, 1, 0.
It's been over 30 years since people first flew to the moon, but that hasn't stopped one group of enthusiasts from joining the space race. For the first time ever, 3 of Britain's top Rocketeers have come together for a competition to find out just who amongst them has the right stuff. Jarvis is captain of the Mars Advanced Rocketry Society and set the current record of just over 14,000 feet 18 months ago in the Black Rock Desert, Nevada.
Hi, Ben.
Hi there.
So you're the man to beat?
Absolutely.
And this is the rocket that broke the record last time?
That's right, yep.
So what are you changing this time in order to go a bit higher?
Well, it's a good question, actually. It sounds silly, but we're making it a lot less powerful.
Ben's new design is called a boosted dart. A single motor accelerates it to over 1,000 miles per hour in just 3 seconds, at which point Ben hopes the ultra-thin dart will continue on upwards under its own momentum. It's a bold but risky strategy. Hugh Gemmell is team captain of the Sheffield Rocketry Association. His entry, Thunder and Lightning, has already flown over 10,000 feet. It's heavier than the boosted dart, but compensates for this by having 2 engines. So this is the Thunder and Lightning. Take me through your design. Why are you going to thrash the competition?
Well, this is the upper stage of the Thunder and Lightning. It's a 2-stage rocket. This part is the lower stage, what we call the booster section. I try and create minimum diameter rockets, which cut through the air very, very slickly.
Robert O'Brien is head of the West Lancs Rocketry Society. Youngest of the 3 captains, he's currently doing A-levels in maths, physics and chemistry.
Hello.
Hi.
You must be Rob.
That's right,
And
yes.
these will be your rockets. Which one's flying for the competition?
It's this one called Quantum Leap.
So what kind of height do you think she's going to achieve?
Well, the computer simulations given out a possible height of between 16 and 16,500 feet. So that's quite high.
The rockets are all pretty evenly matched. Who will rise to the occasion, and can anyone blast their way into the record books?
Wow. We'll be rejoining Lindsay and the teams a little later on the launch pad to see how they get on. Now, the final countdown has begun for our UK Rocket Challenge. A few minutes ago, we saw how each of the Rocketeers' designs should perform, in theory. Let's rejoin Lindsay Fallow at the launch site in Lincolnshire to find out how the rocket science works in practice.
5 hours to blast off here at the Rocket Lab, and the teams have been working round the clock to get their rockets finished in time. First task of the day, to set up the launch platforms. Now, these rockets aren't classified as high-powered for nothing. With a top speed in excess of 1,000 miles an hour, they're designed to get off the ground as quickly as possible, as this unique footage demonstrates. Of course, getting up is only half the story. To qualify for a new record, the teams will have to locate and recover their rocket's onboard altimeters. Less than 2 hours to go, and first to launch will be the Sheffield Rocketry Association. With more than 500 launches to his name, their captain Hugh Gemmell appears calm and confident.
We're nearly completed now. We've done all the preparation work. We've just got to load the motors and we should be ready to launch.
Hugh will be followed on the launch pad by the West Lancs Rocketry Society and their entry Quantum Leap. For their young captain Robert O'Brien, the last few weeks have been a steep learning curve.
Bit of a problem we had when some resin leaked down the inside of the airframe, but we've cleaned it up now and we're ready to go.
Last last to go will be UK record holder Ben Jarvis's team, Mars. With the most complex rocket of the three, these are worrying moments.
As it's simulated to go the highest, but it's the smallest, and we've probably got the lowest chance of actually getting it back. So I think that's what it's all going to be in, is whether or not we find it again.
Before the teams can be given the green light to launch, it's time for one last check on the wind. At just over 7 miles per hour, it's within acceptable limits. For Hugh Gemmell, this is the moment of truth. The rocket is armed and ready to fire. There's literally just seconds to go now, so it's fingers crossed.
Right, everybody clear the sight, please.
Did you like that?
Yeah, are you confident?
I'm well impressed with that.
The launch has gone well, but it'll be some time before Hugh can find out how high he's gone. Next up are the West Lancs Rocketry Society.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition.
Another perfect launch. For record holder Ben and his boosted dart, the pressure is on.
3, 2, 1. That was pretty cool.
That was amazing.
It's gone.
Under the rules of the competition, the teams have 18 hours to recover their rockets. With only a couple of hours before nightfall, they waste no time in scanning the horizon in search of a signal from the rocket's onboard transmitters. They hear nothing, and so they decide to head off downwind. 1 hour later, and Hugh picks up a signal.
That's the sound I like to hear.
He's found his rocket. The altitude is stored as a series of coded beeps, each of which corresponds to an equivalent height in feet.
5, 6, 386, 14,398.
What was the record standing at?
14,006.
So that's a new record.
That's a new record, yeah.
Well done. Hugh is the new UK record holder by almost 400 feet, but for how long? Well, one night at least. For the other teams, the search hasn't gone so well. With no trace of a signal and night drawing in, they call it a day. The following morning, and still no sign of a signal from the two remaining rockets. For some reason, it seems the transmitters aren't working. Both Robert and Ben know the chances of finding their rockets without them are virtually nil. Reluctantly, they concede defeat. Hugh Gemmell's new record of 14,398 feet is confirmed.
What a triumph. Bad luck on the two losers, but there we are. Well, Chaz Bishop from the National Space Science Centre's here with a specially designed trophy for the winner, so please welcome the captain of the winning team, Hugh Gamal.
Thank you very much.
Did you ever think it would go that high?
Well, we knew that if the flight and recovery systems worked, we'd be in with a really great chance of doing it, and we did.
Well done. Chaz, go ahead.
Thanks, Peter. Well done, Hugh. Superb achievement, which makes you the first winner of the National Space Science Centre trophy. Well done.
Hugh Gamal, the new British record holder.
Back to our two single men, Nick and Pete, and time to reveal that this experiment is about the language of love.